I gotta be honest, yesterday and the day before were a little tough. I hit my daily max loss both days. I am really happy that I decided to walk away because in the past I've hit my daily max loss and I'm always like, let's just do one more trade, just one more trade before I know it, I'm down. You know, instead of $500, I'm down $800 or $1,000. And yeah, I may have a little winner here and there to get me back, but that just builds terrible habits. And because of that, I've decided, hey, $500 or 10 handles on a regular ES contract is a great daily max loss, at least for right now. And so I'm really happy I stuck by it. And I want to let you guys know that this isn't real money. This is still in a simulation, but I'm trading through Apex Trader Funding, which is a prop firm where if you do pass your challenge, they will give you capital to trade. And, you know, they have a bunch of asterisks and a bunch of different things that you need to do to pass it and get your payouts and all that. But so far, I've had a good experience with them. If you want to try it out, you could definitely click the link below. And I think you get a discount if you use my link. So click that and enjoy. So I was going through the last two videos I recorded and I made a bunch of points for me because there's no point in creating a video and not rewatching it and not learning from it. So I decided to create actionable steps and I'm going to share this at the beginning of this video. The time right now is 8:47 a.m. and so I want to incorporate this into today's trading. That way I can see whether I meet my goals. The biggest place where I see I could improve is to basically draw out the levels of liquidity and wait until price goes and sweeps out liquidity. Until then, do nothing. I've noticed a lot of my trading the last few days has been, oh, I missed a trade, let me try to get in because of FOMO, or I'm entering in without a proper entry pattern just because liquidity got swept because again of FOMO. So the biggest thing is I need to wait for liquidity to get swept. Until then, don't even do anything, just kind of wait. And after that, I need to wait for a break in market structure on the 1 minute chart or the 15-second chart. And one thing that I guess hurt me a little bit was yesterday during the lunch macro where I was right on the entry. I was wrong in the exit, and that's because I was targeting relative equal highs, which I'll show you in the charts. The price did actually get there, but it happened hours later than initially anticipated, and I can't hold the trade that long. And so because of that, I need to make sure my exits are based on the 1 minute chart. Where's liquidity likely to draw to on the 1 minute chart and target that. So those are the three major points. I need to wait for liquidity to get swept. I need to wait for a market structure shift, basically showing the willingness that it wants to go the way that I'm anticipating, and I want to exit on the 1 minute. One more bonus I want to add is that I noticed some of my trades I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's almost good enough, but I should be avoiding those trades. And I'm talking specifically about the trades that don't meet the minimum 2R requirement. And so I noticed some of my trades are 1.89 or 1.7 or, you know, a little bit less than that. And I passed off as, oh, it's okay, it's almost there. I think I need to have a stricter 2R guideline to eliminate some of the lower quality trades. And that way I take only the best quality trades. Awesome. So I'm going to work on those 4 things for today. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe so you can follow me on my journey and it'll help with the YouTube algorithm. Let's jump into the charts. Okay, so looking at the weekly, not much has really changed. Daily, today's price actually hit the CE almost of the previous day's candle. On the 4 hour, it swept a little bit of liquidity. I think the drawn liquidity is down here on the 4 hour sell side. And it was interesting, yesterday during the lunch macro, I anticipated price to come into this fair value gap. It did not happen during lunch macro, but it did happen at 4 a.m. So that's something I'm working on is price may still deliver the way I want it to on the higher time frame charts, but I really need to let time play out. And that's why I didn't exit where I wanted to. And because it came into this fair value gap, if you zoom out, almost looks like the model 22 model, right? Low, high, lower, low. Comes into this fair value gap and it looks bearish if this pattern continues and this on the 1 hour. So sell side right here is pretty obvious. And it may continue going lower to the 4 hour CE of this wick. If it continues going lower, there is a rejection block here and even lower. So I don't know, but I do have a bearish bias today. So I should only be taking shorts. And because I already missed this fair value gap or the sweep of liquidity right up here on the 1 hour, I need to look for relative equal highs to get taken out on either the 15-minute or 5-minute before I can go ahead enter short. And so that is my criteria. So on the 15-minute, Yeah, if you remember yesterday, there was a major consolidation, a whole bunch of slop yesterday in the PM session, so I'm happy I did not trade that. So my plan was to actually exit right here during the lunch session yesterday, but price never came there. It actually came right to this bearish order block, came down, actually took out the sell side here, and then rallied up, took out buy side, took out sell side. So this is kind of the seek and destroy time, and I did not want to participate in that, so I didn't. After market closed in the Asian session and the London session, came up and finally came to the targets I wanted to happen during lunch. And so the lesson for me is anytime I'm making these trades, I needed to target the low-hanging fruit, and low-hanging fruit from here was literally this bearish order block, and that's what I should have targeted. So that's something I need to make sure I follow today. So today we do have news coming out at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. So I'm not going to be trading until then, and I'm just going to be observing price and watching it. Since literally nothing's happening and I won't be interested until this liquidity down here is swept on the 1 hour or the 4 hour liquidity swept up here, I'm not going to be doing anything because it does look bearish on the 1 hour. Came here, did this, broken structure, but at the same time, it just, yeah, this liquidity down here seems extremely tempting. I think price may want to go up here, possibly on the 1 hour. And that could be a potentially good short. Now, if it does that, it would be sweeping some of this buy side liquidity on the 15-minute, which is a-okay. And then for an entry pattern here to get short to target this. So we'll wait and we'll see what happens. So this is exactly what I was talking about. So it swept a little bit of liquidity on the 15-minute, came into this fair value gap on this 15-minute right here, which is also the same as this fair value gap on this 1 hour. So ICT says get short above the New York midnight opening time if you're bearish for the day. And then, yeah, so this might actually be a good spot to get short. Basically, I'm looking for some sort of entry pattern here. It came swept liquidity on the 1 minute. It's up here. Does seem like a good bearish trade, but seeing if there's order blocks or something. There's maybe right here, but it's almost like I'm forcing a trade. I don't know. That's kind of my problem. It's like I'm bearish. I just can't pull the trigger. Maybe it's because I didn't backtest this enough. That might be the issue, because this seems like a perfect target down here for a sell side. But trying to see if there's it looks like it's just consolidating right here. So I'm going to wait just a little bit and not using market orders. That's one thing I want to also work on. The fifth thing, no market orders. Because every time I do a market order, it seems like I enter in at bad times out of FOMO, and it just hurts me. Like, for example, if I had entered in short right here with the market order, I don't know, like I would feel super distressed. I'd feel like, oh, I don't know what's going on, because honestly, this is just not a highest quality trade. Just because it came into the fair value gap on the 1 hour doesn't really mean anything on its own, especially because the candle has 25 minutes left to close, so it could continue going up higher. I would get stopped out, so I'm just gonna wait until it shows a clear willingness to go lower. Day trading's hard. That's why we're still fans of passive investing strategies. If you want to learn how to invest in the stock market passively and learn how to use options to increase your income while reducing your risk, we actually put together a free email mini course that will teach you to do exactly that. Just click the link below and come right back to this video. Happy learning. All right, well, I made a first trade and it was extremely dumb. I was on a phone call and was a little distracted, did not follow my rules at all. I saw this as liquidity. It swept it on the 1 minute, which is not the liquidity I should be using. And I see this as a bearish order block. So I actually end a fair value gap. So I entered short right here, put a stop right there, took the loss. It was a two-handle loss, so lost $100 right there. But yeah, it's me now following my plan. But above, there's actually liquidity right here. So I want to see how it reacts right here to the 44.25 level. And from there, I may try to enter in short based on how it reacts. My initial plan on getting short where I did right here is because the 15-minute, there's a little gap right here and the candle didn't close at the time, but it literally came, touched the top of this, started rejecting immediately. And that made me think that, hey, it might be a good short on this fair value gap. But I did not wait for liquidity to get swept. So again, like trading, everything, it's 100% my fault. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for this liquidity to get taken up here. This was the trade I made. I entered in short on this fair value gap and put a stop right there, took a quick loss, and yeah, so I should not be doing that. Okay, so it just swept some liquidity on the 5 and 15 minute, just broke through it. Now I want to see if there is some sort of entry pattern for me to enter short on. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens. So I'm looking at the daily chart down here. You can see that wick actually came and touched the wick of this day, the Friday and Tuesday. So this may be a potentially bullish sign, which means that, I don't know, today could potentially be a bullish day, but then again, I don't know, so I'm gonna wait for more confirmation. Okay, so it looks like the next draw on liquidity on the 1 hour is this bearish order block right here. If it goes past that, it may come to this rejection block. If it goes past that, I'll take out this liquidity. So I'm just here to see what happens. But the reason why I'm not entering long is that there's this giant wick on the 4 hour here on the New York Midnight Open, which is exactly at the CE of this wick. So the price could come down here before it rallies higher. So I'm just here watching price action because we're right in the middle. It can go either way, even though the longer trend is potentially bullish. Short term, I don't know where we are. So I'm just gonna wait until I see a better trading setup. I could really see it slowing down on the 1 minute here, but I want to see how it reacts on this 1 hour bearish order block. So we still have a few more handles for it to potentially go higher, and based on that reaction, and then I want to see a change in market structure on the 1 minute, then I can go ahead, enter short. But I really do need to see it come touch this right here on the 1 hour and then change in market structure. I remember in the past I've gotten burned so many times trying to get short on these 1 minute candles because I am not zooming out looking at the bigger picture, and bigger picture is, I think, bullish. I don't know, looks bullish to me, but I don't know. The reason why I'm not entering in long yet is because we're almost at a place where it may reject, and so just gonna wait it out. Plus we're in a premium right now, so this is good to just sit out, just wait. I just drew a blue line at the bottom of that order block. Let's see what happens once it hits it. So it literally touched it to the tick, but hasn't gone over, so it's not like ready yet. Almost, I don't know, I would love for it to just hit it with just one tick more, but this might be it. If I find a good short entry pattern, I'm gonna take profits right here at the 44.15 level, and that coincides perfectly with the 4 hour bullish order block here. Plus it's on the wick. It could go down to the New York Midnight Open, but what I learned from yesterday is not to let it do that because I may just not get filled. So yeah, here we are. I see some bearish displacement. I want to break underneath here. Once it breaks underneath here, I'm going to see if there's a fair value gap or a bearish order block to enter short. Okay, taking a look at this, it did go into the fair value gap slightly, and here we are. Here's a break in market structure almost. It's like one tick less. It's actually the exact spots. I just need to go one more tick, and then I'm going to try to enter in short right here at the 44.2575 level. Okay, still did not enter. It closed right at mean threshold, which means, and it did not break this. So yeah, I did not enter short yet. So I'm gonna, maybe it'll come out here, take out the liquidity up here, and then I'll break through this. So poke through by just one tick, but created relative equal lows here. These are still relative equal highs. I think I may want to take out liquidity one more time before it displaces, but we're just going to sit here, wait and see what happens. So honestly, this right here is this time distortion. Look at this. We could just be sitting here doing nothing, just waiting. So I really do want this liquidity to get swept, great displacement, and it'll go lower. Ideally, you know, that's the plan. So we'll see what happens. I'm setting an alert right here, and I'm going to walk away for a minute. Okay, so it looks like it broke above here. Now let's see whether it wants to continue going up or it wants to reject. I'm not sure. We'll see where this guy closes, because there is a fair value gap underneath here, which it may gravitate to if we do become bearish, but we still have 16 minutes of the 1 hour candle left. So I want to see if it closes at the mean threshold or see what happens here. All right, so looks like the 1 hour is about to close. It'll probably close above mean threshold, which means we are looking good to go for a bullish day. If we break through this on the 1 hour, I think the next draw on liquidity, if we don't go down and retest, I think the 4 hour draw on liquidity is right here, this bearish order block. So at the 44.50 level. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm looking at getting short. It just broke structure. Now I'm looking at if I were to get filled, I need to see where it wants to go to. I took out liquidity, breaking structure. I see relative equal lows right here. This could be a solid target. If it wants to continue going lower, this was my original drawn liquidity, this target right here, which goes right into this fair value gap on the 1 hour, but it's a pretty aggressive target. It may hit it, may not, but I don't see anything for me to enter on short right now. This could have honestly just been a liquidity grab because in the 5 minute just came and hit the fair value gap and it's going a little bit higher, but we will see. 15 second, there's a fair value gap right here, 44.37. Yeah, I mean the 1 hour rejected almost is at the CE of this wick, so it does look a little bearish. There's a bearish order block right here on the 5 minute, 44.36.25. I'm gonna get short. I'm trying to get short right here at the 44.36.25 level. We'll see. Maybe I get filled. Or right here, 44.37.75. Yeah, I put an order in at 44.37.75, which is this bearish order block with the fair value gap on the 15 second. I actually canceled the order. Did not get filled. I'm not confident in this trade, even though I would have literally just been. Jeez, I don't know why I canceled it. That would have actually been like a perfect short. It's like the fear now. Damn it. Like that was actually a good, yeah, I should have entered. And I canceled it right before I got filled. Came right here exactly where I want to on the 15 second. And I missed the entry because of fear for whatever reason. But okay, now I'm just going to have to watch it go down without me, which, you know, it is what it is. Okay, trying to get short on this. Oh, I got short. Perfect. Good. I got short on this order block right here. Where am I targeting? These relative equal highs, lows look pretty good. And then right here, I'm going to target this 44.20 level. So this is what my trade looks like. So I got short on this order block, stopped right above that. Now I want to take out these lows, and there is a gap right here where I think it will hit. So yeah, we'll check back in on this and see how it goes. So if I take profits right at the lows right here, that's a 5-hour trade, but geez, yeah, maybe I'll get stopped. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I may get stopped right now, actually. Yeah, I'm like a tick away from getting stopped. So that's why I'm not closing, because I'm just a tick away. Maybe it reverses, goes down, but oh, there we go. Got stopped. Got stopped right here. I also jammed my stop loss right above this, knowing that it could have been taken, but it's coming, hitting this bearish order block right here, which could still be a good trade potentially. I should put my stop right above here to validate I'm wrong, but out of fear of losing money, I put my stop way too close, and that means I just did not trust the trade enough for that. So yeah, my stop placement needed a little work. The trades that usually work out, at least for entry models for me, is after liquidity gets taken. So far I've entered 2 trades, liquidity has not been taken, and that's because I'm not following my rules. So I think it's more so I'm using different PD arrays to try to get short, and that is just not working out for me. So I'm going to wait till this liquidity gets taken. And in about 45 minutes, we have the lunch macro. Again, we'll see. Maybe that way it may want to continue going down and take out some liquidity. This right here seems like a very good target on the 1 minute. So I may try to target that if I'm able to get a fill. But yeah, we got 45 minutes. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so looking at the 1 hour, looks like it did just sweep above this amount of liquidity, but we are still in a bullish trend, so may not stop there. I don't know. It may just continue going up, but I don't know. It's just interesting. I literally made 5 rules, and I don't know. I guess I followed most of them, but I didn't follow the major one. And the one which I get in trouble with over and over again is waiting for liquidity to get swept. And so, yeah, now that liquidity got swept, we will see if it has a market structure shift, and we can potentially try making a trade. But yeah, it's just I just need to follow that simple plan. Just wait for liquidity to get taken first before entering a trade. Okay, so I remember trading days like this. I've been trying to get short every single time, and I get wrecked because I don't follow my plan and figure out where the draw on liquidity is. The 4 hour, the draw on liquidity is up here. All right, it's an extra 15 handles up. I've been trying to get short every single time, and that's the worst way to trade. And so what I need to do is wait for maybe lunch macro or something, take out some sort of stops, so I can go ahead, get long to basically join the action to come up here. I do think it's going to come up to the 44.54.75 level, but yeah, I just am not participating right now because I've been trying to short, playing counter trend trades, and there's just so much liquidity here right here on the 5-minute. Yeah, there's a ton of pockets of liquidity, but the fact that we broke above this on the 1 hour and we're not showing signs of going down means we're still bullish, but we have a lunch macro coming up, so I'm gonna wait till then and then hopefully try to get long. All right, so the 1 hour just closed. It's lunchtime. I think the lunch macro may try to go take out some liquidity right here down to this fair value gap on the 1 hour, which is, I mean, it's really not that much. It may even go a little bit lower. So because I'm unsure where the macro wants to run, I'm not gonna trade this right now unless I see a good entry model. If I do participate, my target is right here at 44.3350. That is comes into the fair value gap of the 1 hour, but I don't see any entry models right now. It took out some buy side liquidity here. I wouldn't say this is a market structure shift yet because it looks like just straight into the fair value gap. So I would ideally like to see it take out this liquidity and then displace below this on the 1 minute and then create a fair value gap. Maybe. I mean, lunch macros I've been trading usually don't even have that, so I don't really know. And I could enter in short to target this. So I'm just gonna wait it out and see what happens. All right, so I just kind of sat around pretty much all of 12 o'clock waiting for the lunch macro to come out, take out liquidity. Literally nothing happened and just chopped around for the last almost 2 hours. I didn't make any trades, so I'm happy about that because, again, in the past, I've gotten burned in these situations just because literally the only thing I looked at, the charts look like this. I never even looked at the other time frames. I just looked at the 1 minute and I'm like, oh, great, it's going to go down. Let me get short here, put a stop. And that's how I've lost so much money because I only look at this. But everything changed with my patience and at least making a step in the positive direction by looking at charts like this. This way I can see the bigger picture and I know not to trade in this chop. And I'm looking at the 1 hour a lot right now. The market just continues wanting to go up. I don't know. Again, my draw on liquidity bias is on the 4 hour right here on this order block, but it may try to retrace. I have no idea. If it wants to retrace, it could come take out some of this liquidity, touch this fair value gap before it goes higher. I don't know that, but I think in the longer term, it wants to go up here. So I'm looking for only long trades. And so I want to see how price reacts and maybe see if I can get into a long entry. I mean, I still have about 12 handles of running left, which is good. So I'm looking at the 1 minute. I want to see if there are any long entry potentials. Okay, so taking a look at this, it looks like the 1 minute is going up, which is good. That's a good sign. So I'm actually walked away for a little bit, but this looks like came here to trade right into this order block and it's starting to go up. So I want to see how this guy closes. I may try to get long right here, 4443. And then based on, oh, I got filled. Let's see where this guy closes. If he closes below the mean threshold, I'm going to get out, but I am long right now. Maybe too early, actually. I'm going to get out. I think it's a bad entry. Okay, so I got out because on the 15 minute, there is a bearish order block right here, which it could probably come down. So I'm looking for the 1 minute to come down, take out this liquidity. There's a fair value gap, which it did go into, but there is a order block. Yeah, so I mean, I entered here. I decided to close though, just because the 15 minute looked like it could potentially come down lower. Dang, okay, guess I should have stayed in. I got spooked on the trade. I was long, but I got spooked close at break even. But on the 15 minute, looks like there is a propulsion block, right? There is an order block and then another order block. It stopped right at like above the main threshold, which is a bullish sign, went up, and that was a good long, but I did not partake in that. There's another opportunity right here to enter, but I guess the reason I'm not entering is because I'm not fully convinced that this is a good trade yet. So I'm waiting for price to come actually hit into this order block on the 15 minute, and that means it has to come down a little bit lower, and then maybe I could find a long. Also, the main reason why I'm not entering or I closed out is because there's a bunch of relative equal lows right here, which are not the best. And so, yeah, just don't think it's the highest probability trade until maybe it comes down and wicks it. And if it does, then it goes up. I think that would be ideal, but yeah, that's why I'm not entering. In 5 minutes, so 1 hour is going to close, and then we'll see whether it wants to come down into this fair value gap or not. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is exactly why I exited the trade, because I saw this potentially happening. So I'm happy I exited early without letting my stop loss get hit, and this is exactly something I'm working on, and I'm happy it played out this way, where I saw a bunch of potential risk. I may have been offsides, so decide to close early. Okay, so what we have here is in 10 seconds this is closing, the 1 minute, the hourly is also closing. So I'm seeing which way the market wants to go. I don't know. If I'm bullish, I would want to come take out some of this sell side liquidity and make an entry pattern for me to get long. If it's bearish, it's gonna I won't be able to participate probably, but I would need to be short right now, and I don't think I want to, because if you look at this right here on the 15-minute, close right at mean threshold, and that is a bullish sign, so I don't really know if I want to participate right now. So I'm just going to wait it out because I have no clear indication of where short-term price action is going to go. Okay, so looking at this, potentially bullish. I mean, the 15-minute stopped our mean threshold, came here, took out liquidity again. If I get long right here, 4475, I entered, and then I'm going to put a stop right below this wick. It's a tight entry. We'll see if I get filled. I don't know. I'm going to cancel this again. It's not a high quality trade, and the reason again is because there's all this liquidity here. Is this part of me is like, I just want to get in on some action. I want to make some money, but this is exactly what happens. It's that I'm trying to force a trade. And right here, take a look at this 1 minute. Stopped right here at this bearish order block, this candle. I don't know whether continue going up or going down. Maybe it'll come right to this order block, or it could just blow right through it and take out this liquidity right here. So because of the uncertainty, I'm not going to trade right now. So I'm taking a look at this. Still the drawn liquidity was right up here, the 44.54 I mentioned, and I got long right here on the 1 minute. I closed immediately because I knew it can go lower. Then when it did go lower, I didn't trust it. I guess it was a psychological reason. I didn't enter long on this order block, and I didn't feel comfortable putting a stop here because of all this liquidity down here. I don't know. I mean, this liquidity could have definitely just been swept and then could have gone higher, but it looks like this liquidity also got, I don't know. It was definitely fear for not entering in right here. Even on the 15-second I'm looking, there's no like entry patterns. There is a order block right here, but then if I did that, put a stop here, I would have gotten stopped out. So this was my indication to get long, right? So it takes out this liquidity one more time and then just rallies, but then there's no way for me to get long. Now that's up here, I don't know, there's an order block right here I could probably enter long on, and then there is a fair value gap, right? So I'm looking at this right broke through, so we're bullish. Maybe it'll come down here into this fair value gap, but then maybe it won't because it's already been trade through here. So I'm just kind of watching price to see what happens, whether it's balanced or not. I'm still trying to learn the balanced fair value gaps or balanced gaps, but if it's balanced, it should not trade back in here because it was delivered for the downside, delivered to the upside. Yeah, just like that. So maybe this is all it needed to do. So in 2 seconds, this 15-minute candle, it just closed. I don't know. It's like a bullish order block comes down, another bullish order block comes down, another bullish order block. Usually 2 bullish order blocks are it's called a propulsion block, and it's it goes fast. But now there's 3 of them, so I don't know if that's a completely different pattern, or I don't know exactly what's going on. But yeah, that's a tough thing. It's like I have the higher time frame bias being bullish. I know the target. I just can't get the courage to enter in long and trust my stop. It's like something I need to learn is I kept trying to get short, and it's looking for bearish trades, but that only works if you're expecting a reversal. And because I'm not, because drawn liquidity is bullish, oh my gosh, look at this. That's exactly what, I missed out on. I guess this was bullish. And this was on the 15 minutes, so it does take, a few extra minutes for it to work out. But the fact this down close candle closed at the mean threshold or higher, the next one opened, that is a clear sign that, hey, I need to enter right here. But the problem is I don't see any type of entry model. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. I mean, on here I could have put a buy on this fair value gap and bullish order block, put a stop here, and if the price closed below mean threshold, I would get out. but yeah, I don't know. I guess there was nothing I could have done here. I'm still looking back, and there's nothing here that fits my entry model, so I can figure out where drawn liquidity is, but I could still just not be able to participate, and I need to learn to be okay with that. But looking at this, it is really cool that on the 1 minute, price delivered down, price delivered up, and it left the area. Now it is, I guess it's because it took out this high. I don't know, I have to learn this a little bit better, but this area is balanced, and so price should not be coming down here, which means I could have entered here on this fair value gap, put a stop right, I guess, in here or underneath this candle, and may have been able to participate. I'm just trying to learn. Again, I need to do a little bit more research on balanced price ranges. Okay, so I watched a very quick video on balanced price ranges, just one video, but according to the video, after this, price can still come through this, and most likely will come to the center, but it should not go below it. And so this is actually where I should have put my stop if I were to enter in right here. So about 3 handles of risk or so, just because it could come into here, but it likely will not trade below. So that is what I should trust. Yep, it's approaching the drawn liquidity right here on this blue line. I just drew it out and we are almost there, just 5 more handles. Once we're there, I want to see how price reacts, maybe to potentially go bearish, but I don't know. We will see how price reacts up here. All right, so the 4 hours coming right here. If it blows right through it, the next is at the top of these bodies, and then we got a bunch of buy side liquidity here. If it continues going through it, I don't know, it may or may not happen today, but there is the bearish order block right here on the daily, so it may just be extremely bullish, but yeah, we'll see how it reacts right here on this blue line. After that, again, part of me is just like, I just want to get short, but that's not necessarily the best thing to do always. So until we get to this blue line, I am obviously not looking for longs because we're literally right there. But if before we get there, the market comes and takes out some liquidity, I may try to get long to capture that move. But right now is a bad time to get long. So we still on the 4 hour did not hit this bearish order block, but looking at the 1 hour, there is an order block right here, and that's also the new week opening gap. So it may go actually up to here, and I want to see how it reacts. And then there's a bunch of buy side liquidity here, so we'll see whether it wants to take that out or not. Awesome, so look at that. It did not sweep out this liquidity, but did come hit the blue line on the 4 hour. So finally hit that order block. It may go higher to the 1 hour order block right here. That is also a possibility. So we're just gonna wait and see. And there's a bunch of liquidity right above here, so on the 1 hour. So I'm gonna see what's gonna happen before I enter short. Perfect. So on the 4 hour, looks like it's closing in about 2.5 minutes right here. So this could be potentially exciting for a good shorting opportunity. Still, I need to wait for a entry model. I'm not just gonna get short on market because that's how I've gotten hurt many times in the past. So just gonna wait it out and see what happens soon. Okay, so the 4 hour closed. It is showing willingness to go lower, which is a good sign. So I'm gonna actually look for a potential entry here. Break a market structure, probably enter in this fair value gap on the 1 minute. Took out liquidity, came here, 44.54. I'm gonna put in a sell, and I'm probably gonna adjust it downward. Then on the 5 minute, it hasn't actually broke structure yet, so closing the, yeah, I've noticed myself getting burned here. I actually just canceled the order. So I wait long for a higher time frame to get to a location, but then I'm entering too early because of FOMO. I don't want to miss a move because, I spent hours waiting for the price to come here. So I'm going to wait for a market structure shift. Basically, maybe this is it right here, but I want to see how it closes in 3 minutes below this candle on the 5 minute. And then there is a swing low here. Ideally, it takes out the swing low. When it takes out the swing low, then I'll know that we are bearish. But until then, I am not trading. Okay, looks like it traded into this potentially bearish order block here. Put a stop here. It's a few handles of risk and then targeting lower, but I don't know if that is the best trade to take just because the new week opening gap is above, which is a draw on liquidity. And the other blue line I drew up here is the 1 hour bearish order block, this guy right here. So I don't think it's a good time to get short yet. Looking at the 1 minute, okay, so it did not take this out. I'm just still wondering whether this is where I should have gotten short, right? Came right into this bearish order block. Could have gotten short right here, put a stop, and here we are. We are going lower, which is good. So I'm gonna go ahead, enter short on this 44.52.75. Then I'll come to about 3 handles of risk. I don't know, maybe I'm entering too early because it hasn't broke structure yet. but it is showing willingness to go lower. Broke it here, so I think we're in a good spot. I'm gonna enter short right on this fair value gap, put a stop right here. It's showing bearish pressure, which is good. Now if I get filled, I want to figure out where I want to exit. Maybe this fair value gap right here. The real question is, I'll know I'm on sides based on where the 5 minute closes. So 5 minutes closing in less than a minute. If it closes below this, I should be in a good spot. If it closes at mean threshold, I'm probably offside, so I need to watch this. That's great. So the 5 minute closed below mean threshold, looks pretty bearish. Let's see if I get filled. I'm trying to get into this fair value gap right here, right next to this bearish order block. So it took out swing low, so we're definitely bearish now, but I did not get filled. So that's a fun part of trading. This is how it is sometimes. Wait for hours and then you see your setup, but yeah, I don't know. I wanted to get short here. There was a slight change, but it wasn't an aggressive change. It would have been an aggressive entry, but it wasn't like popping out at me like, oh yeah, take this trade. But I could have gotten short right here on this 1 hour or on this 1 minute, put a stop there, written it down. But because of that, I missed the trade, but it's okay. Let's see if there's another. Yeah, let's see if there's another way for me to enter. There is a fair value gap, or I could still probably enter right in here. I think 44.52.75. That comes right into this fair value gap, into this bearish order block, so there might still be an opportunity for an entry. The 15 minute came into this fair value gap. We're still bullish. This might actually cancel it. Yeah, I don't know. It could honestly just continue going higher. This could just be a getting to the fair value gap. Now let's see, the candle just closed, so we'll see how this next candle works. Okay, well, because the 15 minute is continually going deeper into the fair value gap, makes me think that it was not just a liquidity grab to go higher. I think we're actually bearish. So after this closes, there might be an opportunity for us to get short somewhere in this general area. There's a fair value gap here, so I just got to figure out how to do it. Maybe right here, 44.52. Love this happens. Yeah, this is the painful part. You wait for hours and the trade goes on without me, but yeah, what are you gonna do, right? It's good. I'm practicing my patience, my discipline, just trying to follow my trading plan. I guess my regret is not seeing this as a change in market structure and not entering right here on this bearish order block, because that would have been a very good trade. And I don't know, maybe it's good that I didn't take it because I wouldn't know where to target. There's so much room for it to fall. It could stop right here, or it could stop at this order block in the 1 hour, or it can go into this fair value gap here, or it can come to this 1 hour fair value, or this 1 hour order block. So yeah, this would have been a good trade to scale in on, but to not give me an opportunity to, or I didn't take the opportunity to get short because I got scared of losing money that I just canceled the order before I got filled. Okay, something I could do is, because it's going lower, I just don't know where the next draw on liquidity is, or I just don't know how far it wants to go, and that's why I haven't entered into any trades. There was a lot of shorting opportunities here on the 15 second, or even here on the 1 minute. There's a bunch of order blocks. I could enter short right here, put a stop really close. I could do it again right now. On the 1 hour, it actually filled this in completely here. So I don't know if this is, if it's even worth entering short anymore, because it's no longer high probability. And even on the 5 minute came no opportunities. This came right to this order block, and I filled in this fair value gap. Now, yeah, maybe bullish. I don't know. So we're going to sit here and wait and see what happens. I do need to keep in mind that the 4 hour is parent price action. So 4 hour reject right there. That means we are bearish. I need to be looking for shorts. And look at this price action here on this 1 minute. So because of that, I don't know if it will actually go above. Actually, you know what? It's just how candles are formed. It comes, creates a wick. Basically, we still have a few hours left. So 4 hour comes here. This is all part of the wick if we're bullish. And then it's going to go up if, again, we're bullish. So I won't actually know until we're closed. And so right now we stopped at a spot where price may not want to continue going lower. So I may actually be looking for longs, and even looking at this 1 minute price action doesn't seem very clean or willingness to go lower. Same thing on this 5 minute, right? Just very algorithmic coming down. Fill this in, the fair value gaps. Now, if we're going up, we may do that. We may target this liquidity. So or even this 1 hour right here. So maybe I'll start looking for longs. so I entered a position right. There's a gap right here on the 15-second, trying to enter along here. There is a market structure shift, which is a good sign. So we'll see where price wants to go. Maybe it just won't let me get filled. But I am aiming to get filled on this order block right here on the 1 minute. This is great. On the 5 minute, looks like it respected the mean threshold or the CE of this fair value gap. So we are definitely bullish, which is a good sign. So I want to see if I can get filled here. So out of FOMO, I decided to go long. I bought at market just because the wick came here, did not get filled. Maybe it'll come down one more time, but I am long now. My target is going to be up here, 44.58.50. Yeah, the only reason I entered with the market is because this is a good entry spot. I was literally one tick below that. It came, I don't think it's going to come back, and so that's what happened. Here is the trade I entered into. Tight stop. It's possible I'm offsides, but we will see what happens. Just for myself, the reason why I enter this trade is because on the 1 hour, it closes in completely. ICT says this is one of the strongest signatures where if it closes in the gap, it's gonna propel, at least on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, it's normal for it to wick down because that's just how candles are made, right? It goes down and then it's gonna possibly expand upward. My issue here is, I don't know, even here on the 15 minute looks good. My issue here is on the 5 minute, I guess it hasn't closed, but basically came into this fair value gap, which is showing bearish momentum. And maybe that's when it will, I don't know what's gonna happen. Great, so if I had my original entry, I would have gotten filled right here, FYI. This is where my original entry was. So let's say I got filled here. Now let's see how this either goes up or takes my stop out. I'm getting real close to getting stopped out, but we will see how this 1 minute closes. If it closes below this mean threshold, I'm gonna manually close. If it stays above, I'm staying in, so we'll see. Perfect, okay. So I'm still in, so we'll see how this goes. I have to remember that this thing happened on the 1 hour where my hypothesis for the trade is the wicks are touching, basically filled it in completely, which means it's likely bullish to come up here. So this is, I think, just part of normal price action. It's going up, so we will see how this goes. I gotta be honest, I am a little nervous just because it's not reacting as fast as I want it to, and that's something I've been struggling with for many months. Even in my journals, it's like I want it to be really quick, but a lot of trades literally take a long time to play out, so I'm just trying to develop patience and just wait for either stop out or take profit, or let's see, maybe I get stopped out right now because let's see. Oh, it's possible we just consolidate for a while too. That could be the other thing. And if we just consolidate, I don't know, maybe I should close my position, but I mean, give it some time. I want to see how this body closes on the 5 minute. If it closes at the CE or higher, we're good. If it closes below, I'm getting out. Something I like is on the 1 minute, all the bodies are respecting the mean threshold of this. My problem is a wick coming and wicking me out, and that's kind of my issue. Okay, great. The 5 minute closed here, so we're good. My only issue is a wick getting wicked out. So my stop is literally right here, one tick below this. If I get stopped, it is what it is. But there's no other way for me to do this. But I'm still bullish. If I get stopped, maybe I try to enter in another way. Almost stopped. Still, I mean, literally like a tick or two away. So there we are. Got stopped out. So it happens. I don't know, something about just trading on camera. I am losing literally every single trade I've entered into. So I don't know what it is. Maybe some market conditions. Most likely it's me not following my plan. 4 hour hit this exactly, which means it should have been bearish, which means I should be taking bearish trades. Yet I'm looking for bullish trades, and that's on me, I guess, not reading it properly. I guess when it comes to using the 1 hour to determine whether it's bullish or not by just seeing the wicks touch, that works if the candle is about to close. I tried that when there was still about 30 minutes left before the candle could close, and that was just a bad trading hypothesis because the candle was not even ready to close. But as it gets close to closing, that may have worked better if that was the case. The facts are the 4 hour closed on this bearish order block, and it literally rejected it, which means that, hey, it wants to go lower. And here, came up to here. On the 5 minute, literally came into this fair value gap. This could have been a solid entry on the 5 minute, but it stopped right up here, or up here. and then we could have ridden it down. That I tried to enter in long during a premium. We're in a premium market, and you should not be entering in longs during premiums. I had the right idea of shorting. Somehow right here, I changed my bias to long because the 1 hour the wicks touched, but my issue was the candle did not close, and that's where I got in trouble. Another place was I had FOMO. I didn't want to miss the move, so I actually entered in at market here instead of waiting for my limit. So that actually increased my risk significantly. Because I didn't get filled at a better spot, I lost a few handles just because of FOMO, and I got stopped out. Okay, while we're looking at this, the 1 hour came to the CE of this wick. I don't know if you could see that, the CE of this wick. The 15-minute came into this order block, which is a bullish sign. Same thing here, it came into this order block. And now I want to see some displacement. So market create a swing high right here. I want to see some displacement. Then I'm going to start looking for long entries. I don't know. This is tough, right? It's a few months ago, I had some days that were just fantastic, right? Price action was very easy to read, and I was able to make great trades. But for some reason this week, or maybe it's August, I don't know. ICT mentions not to trade in August, but here I am doing it anyways, just to try the different market conditions. It's tough, but here we go. I think this may be it. Broke market structure. Let's see if there's a fair value gap. So I have a minute till this candle closes. Okay, so I'm going to enter in long right here, 4445. Stop is going to be right underneath here. Yeah, I'm still bullish on this. I think this is a bullish trade, and I would target this right here, 4458. Okay, I got filled. Okay, so I'm in long, and I'm targeting up here, which is a new week opening gap and the bearish order block on the 1 hour. So that's this right here, the bearish order block on the 1 hour, new week opening gap, and coincidentally that's the same place where the wicks are, or the body ends on the 4 hours. So I think that's a good target if I am right on being bullish. If I'm not, I hit my daily max loss and I am done for the day. Okay, well, about to hit the maximum daily loss again once I get stopped out here. We'll see. Yeah, this 1 minute came, rejected right off this order block. It's coming down here. I want to see it strongly reject higher. If not, I am done for the day. I think it's just, I need I don't know, it's defeating. It's like 3 days back to back max losses, and it's, I think that's why I'm documenting this. It's more so for me to look back years from now, and for traders who are going through similar things, and just know that you're not alone, and just keep powering through. Some days are just better than others, but unfortunately, since day one for me this week's been pretty rough sauce, and it's good to see the prices going up the way I wanted to. I'm glad I didn't close, and I'm noticing my emotions literally change just by watching the charts tick by tick, and it's this is tough, but yeah, I'm glad I'm documenting. As people say, document the journey, or really successful people, they talk about, I wish I documented the beginning stages, because people, years later, they see the success, they don't see the hard work, they don't see what went into it. All they see is the trophy, right? Whatever that trophy is, successful business or good at trading or whatnot, but they don't see the emotional stress and the pain that goes into learning how to trade. And yeah, so I'm glad I'm documenting this, and I'll check back in a few minutes on how this trade is performing. But so far we are at a slight profit right here. This big green candle is a good sign. So we got this bullish price, came here into this fair value gap. I don't know, this could honestly just tank down. I've seen this as a retracement before on the 5 minute. It could honestly just continue down. We have 2 minutes left on the 1 hour. Yeah, does not seem like a great trade, even though it bounced off right here on this order block. I do see I don't know, it's I have doubts on this, and part of it's because of my fear of losing so many trades back to back to back to back. And yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't be in a trade where I don't feel confident like this. It's I don't know, but it's exactly what's happening. What's going to happen is there's going to be a giant spike through and just take out all the liquidity here. But I'm here, looks like it's just an accumulation phase right here. Maybe it goes up. maybe that was the high of the day. The thing is, the 15-minute came, hit this order block, showed rejection, means it may hypothetically want to go higher. I don't know. I still have a bullish bias. I think the time frames are telling me we have a bullish bias. In 1 minute, the hourly is going to close, and we'll see how it goes. On the 15-minute, looks like body and even the wick is respecting the CE of this wick, which is a good sign. And so my stop is literally right underneath that. And, you know, maybe it's a good thing, but we'll see how this plays out. That's another thing. I don't know, I guess I've been sitting here all day, and part of me is like, I just want to make a trade, and maybe that's why I'm trying to force a trade. It's like, yeah, I see some confluence, I see reasons why I'd be bullish, but at the same time, I don't know, what is my, like, where do I see bearish price action? The biggest thing is that the 4-hour rejected off this, but every candle forms with a wick, so I'm thinking this black candle right here on the 4 hours is just a wick for it to go up if it's still bullish, but I won't know till after the fact, and so I'm just using the lower time frames. The 1 hour closed, the wicks overlapped. I think that's good. That may be a bullish thing. Maybe it comes up to mean threshold up here and then rejects. I need a watch price to see whether it respects this area on the 5-minute or not. If it doesn't respect it, I'm getting out here. Or if it respects it, as in like stops right there, I'm getting out. If it shoots through, that's a great sign. So that's a level I'm going to be watching. So overall, it seems like I'm not super confident, but more signs than not are pointing to bullish price action. If I get stopped out, I get stopped and, you know, accept my daily loss. About to get stopped out again right here. There we go. Hit my daily loss again. So done trading. Yeah, I guess during times like this, I just shouldn't be trading. There's no clear direction. I was bullish, but, you know, of course, tight stops and using too large a time frames could be bad. The market did go where I thought it would go, to here. It rejected. I should have been short, didn't. And then here it is hitting this order block, which, there we go, dug deeper into it. Now we'll see one more time. If it displaces above this, then we might be bullish. Just took out all that liquidity. Now I want to see how it reacts right here. There we go. So now it's going to go probably way up. So I came here, took out liquidity, came down just a little bit more, and now it wants to go bullish. So I think I'm gonna try to get long, I don't know, right here, 4-4. I don't think I'm gonna get filled though. And I know I hit my daily max loss, but okay, maybe I shouldn't trade. Respect the loss and just tape read and just watch it. Because this is a breaker right here. You get long right here on this tick and then put a stop here, but I'm not making the trade. It's just too much risk, and yeah, but there's an order block right here. Maybe I can get long here. There we go. It filled it in perfectly right here. That is a bullish signature, but we still have 5 minutes until, or 4 minutes till this candle closes, so we'll see. Great fair value gap. Let's see if it comes, taps into it. Yeah, this is what happens. Takes me out and I miss my trade. But yeah, I would have, but I didn't. In hindsight, I'm looking at the 5 minute here. If I was truly long, I would have used this order block right here on the 5 minute to get long and then put a stop underneath here. And that would have only been about 4 handles of risk, and so it would have got me in, and then it's going to go up. So such is life. It's like just watching trades go by over and over again. But again, I'm just learning how to read the tape. I got to figure out how to execute better. I need to wait for my setups. I do realize I have some FOMO, and that's something I'm trying to work on. Don't you just love it? Yeah, I love it. It's so something I need to work on are my entries. So yeah, gotta definitely work on my entries, use the lower time frames for better entries. I want to see how price reacts to this, whether it shoots through here, because if it's stopping at the CE, it's probably gonna reverse, or actually I don't know, but there is a fair value gap right here. There's also a bearish order block right here on the 15 minutes, so we will see how price reacts to that. But again, my target is up here on the 1 hour into this weekly fair value gap, or this weekly opening gap. Jesus, this is rough. So even though I hit my daily max loss, I just tried entering into a trade right here, and after realizing that, I hit cancel. So I'm just gonna close my brokerage right now because I just should not be trading at all. So I can tape read, but no more trades. I hit my loss limit, and here we are. Anyways, I'm glad I stopped because my daily max lost, because I definitely wanted to enter in right here on this fair value gap and take it up, but maybe it happens, maybe not, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna follow my rules, stick with the system. And starting tomorrow, I'm going to reduce my daily max loss to $300 rather than $500 because, I'm already making a huge step forward by only, usually when I have bad days, it's like $700, $800, $1,000 lost. And by doing only $500, I'm already extending my longevity exponentially. Now by reducing it to 300 would increase it even more, and that means I have to be more selective on my trades, and so that's what I'm going to do. Thanks guys for watching. Really appreciate the support. This is going to be, we're just getting started. This is a journey, so here to learn, and hopefully, what I'm going through is helpful for some of you, but I know I'm going to be looking through this and basically study what I'm thinking, what happened in the charts, what I could have done differently for next time. So awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. So I went on a walk. I came back and time right now is 6 o'clock, so I guess the new day started for futures. But look at this. Price at 420 literally went exactly and further than my target. So do you remember this 4-hour chart? I was targeting the bearish order block. Then on the 1 hour, I was targeting this blue line right here with this bearish order block. It's also at the new week opening gap. And guess what? Went right through that, and it basically took out all the buy side liquidity up here, which is great. It's exactly what I was thinking. By seeing this, even though today was a rough day, I took a lot of losses, but I feeling more confident with my ability to read price action and figure out where the drawn liquidity is. I think that is one of the largest major steps, figuring out where the higher time frame bias is and trading that. So I am really happy about that. So for tomorrow, my goal is to basically learn how to execute better while trading the higher time frame bias. Day trading's hard. That's why we're still fans of passive investing strategies. If you want to learn how to invest in the stock market while using options to increase your income while reducing your risk to ultimately help you retire early, we actually have a full course with a mastermind with group coaching and as a complete package. And because you made it to the end of the video, we actually have a 30% off coupon that you can use today so you can take advantage of your financial future. Just use the code VKYouTube at checkout at optionsellingsecrets.com/enroll now. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great day.